This is Penny Reagan. Welcome to Holistic Liberty. Today is not exactly one of my better days. I almost had what I used to call an episode, and I believe that I did a video on one of my more severe episodes back in 2024, and I used to have them like every 2 weeks for about a year. And last night I started with the back pain and went into the bathroom, was thinking, oh man, this is not good. But I did something different. I totally paid attention to my body and listened to what my body was telling me, listened to the movements my body was telling me to do, so that I didn't go through it. And I didn't go through it, which was a good thing. However, I am suffering from back pain today. Now, I know that on this channel I have a lot of things that appear to have nothing to do with holistic, unless you take into consideration holistic as body, mind, and spirit. So if I do things like camping, that works with the spirit. But I had started another channel called Reality Check, so I could talk about certain things I didn't want to talk about in the holistic. And I ended up using that as an everyday or everything channel and didn't post on that as well, because I felt hypocritical about the holistic site, because I didn't feel like I was really doing holistic living. Back in March, I had what I called 2 weeks of hell, 2 weeks of purgatory, and severe migraine headache accompanied by a loss of appetite, a horrible taste in my mouth. Bill had to make me smoothies and, force me to get something down. I didn't vomit, but I could barely get up. I was sleeping all the time. I was dizzy, and I had to use my wheelchair in a small ADA room simply because I was in way too much pain. I can go on and on. After the headaches ended, I still went through 2 weeks of a feeling like I was having a hangover without the headache, still dizzy, and scared this was going to be my new normal, and it eventually went away. And I did end up in the hospital. I didn't have a stroke. I didn't have blood clot. They don't know what it was, but they found something. They don't know what it was. I started eating a lot more carefully at that point. And at that point, I went from 235 pounds to 200 and I believe 17, and then lost another 10 pounds, and then started gaining back again, and then got real careful about what I was eating and got down to 208. Then prepared to go on vacation, which I'm in Alliance, Ohio right now. And I didn't really stick with my diet, so I gained a few pounds back, which didn't surprise me. And then last night I had this attack because I had a few good days. Now, keep in mind, with fibromyalgia, I'm always in pain. That's just a given. I'm always in pain. But I have days that the pain level is down. I'm able to do a little bit more. Think I can take on the world, and then find out I can't. Because of what happened last night, a simple task like making this bed was very difficult for me this morning. And the plan I was going to do was to go around Alliance to different areas that I, used to go to, tell a little story. I'm trying to learn a new editing process, but I'm still in the learning phases, so I'm going to be using my phone editor till I know what I'm doing with other cameras. And this would have involved getting in and out of the van, using my crutches in some areas, using my chair, pulling it in and out. There is no way I can do that today. Now, holistically speaking, body, mind, and spirit, it's called listening to my body. And it's very easy to, when you're feeling better, to just be like, I'm feeling great, and overdo it, especially when you have fibromyalgia. My current plan as far as my life is living the holistic lifestyle that I had said I was wanting to live, although I won't deny, like I says, getting ready to go on vacation, I let things get in my way because it's not such an embedded habit yet that that things can't distract me and cause me to slip. But it doesn't mean that I have to give up, or that I must give up, or I'll just say, oh, forget it, I can't do this. It just means I slipped up. We make mistakes, and it's time to get back to it. But I do know that when I was eating a lot healthier and keeping my body moving, like even if I can't walk, just doing simple exercises in bed, stretches, stuff like that, that I was beginning to feel better. Although with fibromyalgia, you can have a lot of good days and then suddenly have some severe flare-ups. But I will say that I do wonder if the slip back may have triggered this severe flare-up, along with maybe doing too much physically, as far as not using my wheelchair and more using my cane and or my crutches. I do not know if once I get into a really, really like embedded habit of the healthier lifestyle, eating healthier and keeping my body moving in one way or another, if it will permanently improve my fibromyalgia. I'd imagine it would improve it at least a little bit, or if it will clear it up all the way and I'll end up miraculously getting better and no longer suffering or suffering as much, or if it'll do anything at all as far as the fibromyalgia is concerned. But it can't hurt and would definitely help in areas of my intestinal problems, my IBS and stuff like that. I want to keep you updated more on my holistic journey, even if I have setbacks. And other things I will put in my other channels, such as anything involving traveling, ham radio, motel living, van life. We'll go into the newest channel I have, which is called Gnome Mad Hatters. Kind of like nomad, but it's gnome because we have little gnomes that we keep on our window in the van, which will be our symbol. And reality check will cover bouts of reality, like, oh yeah, reality doesn't have to be all trauma. Some people think it does, but it doesn't. Just like something that, oh man, I never thought of that before, or politics, or religion, or anything that I believe deserves a reality check, and that will, thoughts, it could just involve certain thoughts, realizations, epiphanies that I believe deserve to go into reality check. The holistic channel will involve anything metaphysical. That would include if I wanted to get back into tarot, which I do every once in a while, but I just think the cards itself is not magic, it's the energy, blah, blah, blah. Anything metaphysical, anything holistic, anything that's got to do with health, anything that's got to do with joy, happiness, raising your vibration, or, stuff along that line. So, thank you for watching, and hope you have a wonderful day.